Welcome to this explainer. Let's get right into something that's going to totally flip your perspective on workforce management. Today, we're zeroing in on a very specific, honestly kind of magical concept, the specific benefit of planning, calculated for labor only. If you're a focused learner looking to maximize efficiency, and you've ever felt like you're just, throwing bodies at a maintenance problem and somehow getting less done, well, stick around. This counterintuitive mathematical proof is absolutely going to blow your mind.
Okay, so here's the fundamental productivity paradox we're tackling today. How in the world do you increase your team's total output by taking a technician completely away from physical work? Really think about that for a second. Our gut instinct tells us that if we want more work done, we need more hands on the tools, right? It's downright terrifying for a manager to take a wrench out of a great technician's hand. But the data from our source material proves the exact opposite is true when you introduce a dedicated planner. We're going to walk through the actual math that proves taking a worker off the floor is the literal secret to multiplying your workforce.
Before we start crunching numbers, let's get our definitions straight. In this context, productive time means time physically working a job. Imagine a technician actually turning a wrench. That's productive time. It's not wandering the warehouse looking for a spare part or standing around waiting for a machine to lock out. Now, here's where it gets super interesting. A planner's job is exclusively to plan, organize, and prep the work for everybody else, which means they are no longer turning a wrench. So, mathematically speaking, a planner's direct productive time is considered to be exactly 0%. Just keep that 0 in the back of your mind as we go.
All right, let's dive into the micromath here. Picture a tiny workforce, just 3 people, operating in the usual chaos of an unplanned environment. Let's say they're hitting the highest productivity you typically see in those unstructured setups, which the data tells us is around 35%. 3 people at 35% gives you a combined total productivity of 105%. That's basically the equivalent of 1 person working perfectly all day plus a tiny bit extra. Now let's flip the script. Take one of those 3 people and make them a planner. That planner operates at 0% direct wrench time. But, and here's the kicker, because the work is actually organized now, meaning no more hunting for parts or waiting on clearances, the remaining 2 technicians see their productivity skyrocket to 55%. Do the math on that. 2 people at 55% equals 110%. Add the planner's 0 and your total is 110%. You literally just swapped a technician for a planner, reduced your physical workforce, and your total output actually went up.
Now, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky management theory, it's a mathematical certainty. The leverage of planning straight from the source material maps out this exact 35 to 55% jump. By pulling a person out of the direct workforce, you aren't losing labor. You're investing it into a catalyst function that turbocharges everyone else. It's kind of like the difference between 3 people rowing a boat completely out of sync versus 2 people rowing in perfect harmony while the third person steers.
The absolute most crucial takeaway from that productivity jump is a very specific multiplier, 1.57. So where exactly does that come from? Well, if a technician's productivity jumps from 35 up to 55% because they suddenly have a planner, you just divide 55 by 35. That gives you 1.57, which is your leverage factor. What this actually means on the floor is that every single technician left turning a wrench is now doing the work of 1.57 people. The planner is literally multiplying the effectiveness of your existing team. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, okay, sure, the math works for a tiny 3-person team just to break even, but let's look at the real world. The break-even point is converting 1 out of every 3 craftspersons into a planner, right? But in reality, a single planner can organize the chaos for 20 to 30 people. Because of that, there should literally never be a single doubt about pulling a person out of the workforce to become a planner. The leverage isn't just a slight bump here. At a 1 to 30 ratio, it is an absolute operational transformation. But, reality often gets in the way. There are 2 huge traps management falls into where this whole thing falls apart. First, they might assign 1 planner for a massive group of, say, 50 technicians. That is a huge underinvestment, and the poor planner simply can't keep up. The second trap? Selecting the right number of planners, but then dumping all these extra non-planning duties on them, things like chasing parts or sitting in on totally irrelevant meetings. In both scenarios, the root cause is identical. Management just doesn't truly believe the math. They can't stomach the idea of taking a technician off the floor and keeping them strictly on planning. But as we've already seen, ignoring the math is a massive mistake. Let's scale this whole concept up and look at the bigger picture. Imagine a 30-person maintenance force. If we apply our 1.57 leverage factor, so 30 persons times 1.57, that team suddenly yields a 47-person effective workforce. Just let that sink in for a second.
Instead of 30 people fumbling through poorly organized jobs at 35% productivity, your workforce is suddenly boosted to be equivalent to 47 people working at that old 35% rate. You're effectively gaining 17 extra workers on your team, and you didn't have to interview, hire, or train a single one of them. You get 17 people for the cost of exactly one planner.
Let's attach some real dollars to those 17 extra workers, because the source material breaks this down beautifully. Let's say you value a technician at $25 per hour, and that includes benefits, and they work a standard 2,080 hours a year. That means one worker is worth $52,000. Now multiply that $52,000 by your 17 effectively free workers, and you get $884,000. That is nearly $1 million in extra labor value generated, not by hiring, but simply by restructuring your workforce to include proper planning.
But what if you run a much larger facility? Let's expand the scenario to a 90-person workforce. Applying that exact same 1.57 leverage improvement, your 90-person team transforms into a 141-person effective workforce. I mean, the jump is just staggering. By taking just a few people off the tools to plan the work, you are conjuring up an extra 51 effective persons. It's like discovering an entire hidden workforce right inside your own building. And the financial impact of those 51 extra effective workers, try over $2.6 million. $2,652,000 for a single year, to be exact. Just let that huge annual value sink in for a moment. This right here perfectly illustrates the absolute financial necessity of a dedicated planning role. If you're operating without planners, you are essentially leaving millions of dollars in potential labor output on the table every single year. No question about it. Now, what's really wild about these numbers is that the source actually considers them conservative. Yeah, conservative. They were based on a jump from 35% to 55%. But what if your organization is currently struggling at a 25% wrench time and a planner helps you get up to 50%? The math is incredibly simple, but man, is it powerful. 50 divided by 25 gives you a clean 2.0 factor improvement. Your leverage isn't 1.57 anymore, it's a flat-out doubling of your effective workforce. Let's look at the ultimate financial windfall of that 2.0 factor. If we go back to our 90-person workforce, a 2.0 multiplier means they are now operating as an effective 180-person workforce. You literally just gained 90 extra people. At $25 an hour, those 90 extra persons are worth $4,680,000 annually. You are generating nearly $5 million in value, essentially unlocking a whole new factory's worth of capacity, just by embracing the mathematics of planning.
Honestly, it is no wonder the source text concludes its mathematical breakdown with this exact quote: "What an improvement to the maintenance force." It really is a triumph of structured, logical operations over the old, tired instinct of just throwing more bodies at a problem. By understanding that direct wrench time isn't the only way to measure a worker's value to the team, you unlock these massive financial and productivity gains that were previously hidden right in front of you. We've covered a whole lot of math today in this explainer, but the overarching takeaway is incredibly clear. Planning isn't overhead, it's a multiplier. So I'll leave you with this final provocative question to chew on for your own teams. Are you still forcing everyone to turn a wrench? Or are you ready to take a step back, trust the math, and multiply your workforce? Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and keep learning.